Let's go ahead and click into the game. There we go. Alright, how's it going, chat? Grim Dawn was on sale. It's a game I've been looking at for a bit, and you know, it was on sale, so I finally decided to go pick it up. Let's go ahead and set this to borderless windowed. There we go. Now I can tab out without it closing down the whole thing. So let's see here. Main campaign, custom game, Crucible. I guess we'll go main campaign, single player, normal. Veteran. Veteran significantly increases the challenge of normal difficulty for experienced ARG players and provides a 10% experience gain bonus. Not for the faint of heart. Veteran mode can be toggled on and off at any time. Hey, how's it going, Glenn? Let's see here. So Veteran can only be engaged for normal, from the looks of it. Elite provides a higher level of challenge for characters that have completed normal Veteran, and then Ultimate is testing your abilities to the limits. What is this game? This is... the simplest way I can put it is Diablo 2 set in the world of Warhammer Fantasy. Looks like I need to create character. Hey, cool. So we can toggle hardcore. Guess we'll just go ahead and... let's see here. I'll just whip up a quick Golmar, maybe. No, let's not. Let's go ahead and... name him Gubsy? Tempting. I could go for, like, my Darktide character. I could go for, like, Imari, maybe. We can do Imari. There we go. Now we have Imari, who is level 1. Doesn't look like there's any customization I can do, necessarily. Okay. Explore the world to find one-shot chests. Okay.
We paid a heavy price, but the trap worked.
You seem surprised.
It's been a while since we've had a win. How long will it hold?
I've never entrapped a being like this. But the bonds hold, for now.
How do we dispose of it?
I'm just a witch. You're the soldier.
If it bleeds, I can kill it.
How do you kill a spirit, though?
If you kill the mortal vessel while it's bound, the spirit may perish within. If it escapes...
It's listening to us.
What are you?
I didn't mean to do
Others of your kind name us Ethereal.
Why have you invaded our world?
Your world.
I tabbed out and it took offense to that. I tried to lower my volume. Well, fair enough. Let's go ahead and options menu. Boom, boom. Okay, so it looks like we might have been the entrapped figure. You can press space to evade. Okay. WASD is not movement. Okay, so movement is left click base.
Still drawing breath, I see. You're one lucky bastard, I'll give you that. Best go speak to Captain Bourbon right away. He seems to have a plan for you now that we've spared your life.
What happened? How did I get here?
Possessed. So we strung you up. Seems the spirit
Okay, so
fled
we
your
were that
body before
individual.
your life ran out. I'd have left you to hang, but the captain had other plans. He sees some purpose in you, and I'm not going to argue.
Where can I find this captain
He's,
then?
up the road, in the courtyard. Don't make me regret cutting you down.
I'll be on my way then. Alright. And now it sounds a little quiet. I wonder if... Huh. I wonder if the cutscene volume was independent of my volume settings. Maybe. Courtyard up the road. Building site. This bridge once connected Devil's Crossing to the Arkovian foothills in the northwest. Must be restored before you can cross it. It will take 6 scrap and 3,000 iron bits to repair. Not enough materials. Okay. Dodge around. I can whack a training dummy. Armand John Bourbon.
Too bad for someone just come back from the brink of death. You were taken, possessed by the same creatures that have been reanimating these zombies here. Normally, I'd have burned you with the rest to be safe, but we've lost too many people to the dead. I need someone expendable, someone with nothing to lose but a lot to gain. Right now, you're that person. Prove your worth to me, and the survivors of Devil's Crossing may just welcome you.
What is it you want me to do?
The bodies of the dead are rising again in some horrible unlife. Corpses don't just get up and move around on their own. Something is reanimating our deceased with ethereal energy. We have observed the dead for some time, and they appear to be flooding Lower Crossing from the Burial Hill, just beyond town. I want you to go to the Burial Hill, find whatever is controlling these abominations, and destroy it.
Where can I find Burial
You
Hill?
need to fight your way through Lower Crossing. Once you've crossed the stream on the far side of town, there will be a beaten path leading up to Burial Hill. I know I'm asking a lot of you, but I'm
Lower
asking
Crossing,
a lot of my
beaten
people
path to
welcome you with
Burial
open
Hill.
arms too. Help us in our hour of need, and I will open Devil's Crossing to you.
I'll find what's reanimating those corpses. Alright. So, I saw we now can press L to rift travel. Rift gate to open the world map. Okay, cool. So basically I can fast travel to this over here. Cool. Alright, so that's the sort of the waypoint system. This is my town portal. Let's see here. I've got an Elixir of Spirit on E. Tonic of Mending on R. Spacebar is Evade. Let's see here. 3-second skill recharge. Okay.
What is it? What is it now?
We're gonna find Burial Hill again?
Lower Crossing and make your
Lower
way up to
Crossing.
the road. There should be a sign.
Should be a signpost. Here's Devil's Crossing. Alright, I didn't pick a class or anything. Scrap Metal Razor. 6 damage per second if equipped. Inventory. Hey, we got classic Diablo 2 grids. Let's go. So, I've got a Shiv, and then this will give me an extra 6. Can I dual wield? No. Okay. Doesn't look like I can dual wield. Okay, yeah, so it looks like this is a dedicated shield slot, so put our shield in there. We got our Scrap Metal Razor on. Much better. Alright, so we're in Lower Crossing. Now we just take the beaten path up to Burial Hill. Looks like we should be leveling up here soon, which is exciting. I'm assuming that's what that yellow bar is. Certainly looks the part. Can I left click once? Okay, no. So I do have to do multiple. Leveling. When you level up, you gain skill and attribute points, which can be assigned in the skill and character menus. So I can select it. Okay, interesting. So level 1, you don't have a class, but now I have access to the classes. So, as I understand it, Soldier, Demolitionist, Occultist, Nightblade, Arcanist, and Shaman are the base game classes, and then there's 3 expansions for the game, which add the Inquisitor, Necromancer, and Oathkeeper, respectively. Let's see here. Once hunted by Imperial forces in an effort to control Eldritch power, the Occultist craft focuses heavily on summoning and borrowed powers granted by the 3 witch gods Bismiel, Soliel, and Dreeg. Their diverse arts include abhorrent curses and spells that inflict damage. Okay. So it's not Warhammer, I don't think, is the setting. This is not a Warhammer game, I don't think. It but it's very Warhammer-esque. Inquisitor looks kind of cool. So looks like we got classic tank. What a soldier may lack in outright damage output is made up for in fortitude and leadership. Okay. I guess I am a basic man. I'm going to go soldier. So now we have points to spend. So points available. Left click to add points. There we go. So I've put a point into soldier. And now I can... Let's see here. Markovian's advantage can activate with default weapon attacks. So it's just a percentage chance to deal bonus damage from the looks of it. And these are active skills. Stuns and damages foes sounds pretty nice. When used as your default weapon attack, Cadence will magnify the power of every third single weapon strike. Guess let's just go... Let's see here. We'll go like this for now. Why not? So, now that I've just gone and done that... Physique. Let's see here. Uh-oh. Am I still in danger? Kinda, sorta. Spirit looks to be like mana. Yeah. Energy regen. Okay. Put it into physique for the extra health. Why not? And how can I access some stuff? Achievements window, map window. Weapon swap is on W. Codex window. Factions, skills, S. So do I just drag this? No? Okay. This attack requires a shield or two-handed melee weapon, which I have. Nice. So, how do I equip? Do I equip? Current cost. So it looks like I should be able to equip this. Devotions. Well, this is a whole other thing that I'm not familiar with. Okay. So we've got Ascendant, Chaos, Eldritch, Order, and Primordial things we can, like, align ourselves with. Interesting. Okay, I guess I'll figure that out in a moment. For now, we just go and start clobbering our way through. Harbor Master log, sure. Looks like it went just sort of into my backpack. Is that like a quest item, or... Oh, there we go. And straight up. Autumn fogs are appearing early this year, but traffic remains unusually high. There's a steady flow of small craft coming down from Malmouth and other townships of the northeast. Some of these boats are barely afloat, but with what looks to be people's every possession. These travelers, sometimes entire families, bring with them strange tales of wars and the unnatural. Bunch of hogwash rattling up the soft townsfolk. Can't complain, though. Keeps the dock busy. Most are westbound, trying to get as far away as they can. Quite the strange-looking Diablo. Also evening. Hey, how's it going, Winya? Yeah, it's certainly interesting. At first, when I heard about this game, I thought it was like actually set in Warhammer. I think that was just because of the look of the witch hunter captain type deal. Let me check. Grim Dawn. And yeah, no, it's just its own setting. It is not made in like tandem with Games Workshop or anything. Okay. You hoped for another Saltspire? I mean, the character looks very much like Saltspire on the art for it. I guess let's go ahead and close this. So I take the beaten path, and I'm looking for Burial Hill. Oh, that looks problematic. What are you? Level 3, Balrog the Bloodied. Okay, I'm leaving enemies at 1 health. Oops. Ouch. And nice, we killed him. Alright, now we got a whole bunch of goodies. Let's see here. So, we got Superior Balrog's Bloody Arm of Celerity. Give me plus 30 damage per second if equipped. And it looks metal as hell. Let's go. We also got some scrap, and then we got a impenetrable cloth strap of attack. Gives 3 armor plus 23 offensive ability. I've got unassigned skills. Well, how do I... This looks like I need to like assign it to my bar somehow. I don't know how. Let's see here. For now, let's go ahead and proc this Markovian's advantage for higher proc chance, maybe. And we'll pick up Cadence as well. Why not? And more Markovians. So do I just need to like hover this and then press a num key? No. Right click, middle mouse. Not entirely sure. Because these aren't passives, I don't think. Yeah, it shows that these are like attacks. So I'm not entirely sure how to assign them to my bar. Let's see here. Options menu. Interface. Health bars, key bindings. Quick bar slots. Yeah, I've got quick bar slots. How do I assign things into them? Not sure. Maybe things will become clear after I finish this little starter quest. Whoa, hello you. Get obliterated. Okay. Journal of Inquisitor Creed. It looks like I have inflict some sort of damage over time as well with this thing. Let's see here. Oh yeah, 24 bleeding on hit. 2 to 5 physical damage. 24 bleeding damage over 3 seconds. 9% crit damage. 18% bleeding damage with 61% increased duration. 5% casting speed. Plus 2 to savagery. Plus 2 to tenacity of the boar. This thing looks wild. Let's see here. What does cunning give me? Gives me bonus health, physical damage, pierce damage. So physique is health, cunning is damage, spirit is magic from the looks of it. Okay. So I guess I'll put a point into cunning. So that way I can hit things harder. We're looking for Burial Hill. So I guess for now we just kind of whack our way through things and chill. Components. Components apply bonuses to items and equipment and can even offer new abilities. Oh, wait, here we go. Assigning skills. There we go. Active skills. Square icons need to be assigned to your mouse buttons or quick bar before you can use them. To assign a skill, right-click on a slot in the quick bar or on the mouse buttons. Hey, there we go. So I can set this to... Yeah, there we go. Okay. Hack and chill? Yep, pretty much. I'm brand new to this game, but I'm enjoying it so far. But yeah, for some reason, I was very convinced that it was set in the world of Warhammer Fantasy, though it is not. Hey yo, what the hell? Okay, so this is my lower crossing rift, so now I can warp back to town, for example. Okay. There we go. Neat. So we head back up to lower crossing. You can access powerful loot filters with the loot filter button on the left end of things. Okay. So cadence is every third swing I get like a super attack. Nice. Is that Mordor? Nah, not quite. Not the most familiar with the game world. I've only just been getting into it. Alright, Battered Shell. What is this? It is a component used in shields. And it grants the skill Shield Slam. Okay, so I need like a shield with a socket then? Because I'm just rocking a plank shield. It seems kind of Path-esque. If you're familiar with Path of Exile. Maybe? Let's see here. Okay, so not only do I need to invest points into skills, I need to also just invest raw points into the class to gain class level. So I was a first level soldier, but I had 3 levels and multiple levels in all these, but I also need to put raw points into my being a soldier. Okay. Interesting. Hopefully not too like Path of Exile. Their skill tree was insane. Oh, I loved it. I loved every second of it. But yeah, it was definitely a bit much at times, like whenever you're first learning it. Okay, so the ethereal crystal is raising the dead. But if we just kill the crystal, it takes out the undead. Fair enough. Oh, so far so decent. I know one of the big things with this game is it has multi-classing, which is very unique in an ARPG.
I can't do that yet.
Once you hit, I think it's level 10, you can like pick up a second class to start leveling. Which is just kind of wild to me. Alright, so with cadence here. The use of weapon forms in combat gives your attacks a natural cadence with peaks and ebbs, while predictable, and none are less effective. None the less effective and difficult to counter. When uses your default weapon attack, cadence will magnify the power of every third weapon strike. Okay. So basically I just want to replace this with cadence and I can clear that button. Okay. And then I've got my force projectile to just sort of clear out other stuff. Nice. Okay, I'm starting to get the hang of it. And let's see here. Got a Stalwart Runed Bone of the Void, which requires Spirit to use. Okay. So what's interesting is it's definitely sort of seeming like Path of Exile, where it's you can just sort of, you know, even though I am a soldier, I'm not class locked out of an item. I'm just, you know, my stats don't favor using such an item. Chilled steel. Heroes, just wondering, when are you thinking of doing a Divinity Original Sin 2 stream? It's one of those things. Part of me wants to like get a group together for it. Like I've done a lot of playing of that game by myself, and so it could be fun to like grab some buddies and do a playthrough like that. Try to set something up like the Baldur's Stream 4 that I had going for Baldur's Gate 3. But it is scheduling is the final boss of everything, pretty much. So it always just kind of comes down to if/when people are available. Bonk. Okay, yeah, so I still do the bleed even with Cadence, because Cadence is just an augmented basic attack. I guess, does this bleed? No, so my skill doesn't bleed. It's just specifically with Cadence. Okay. And I am in a dangerous domain. Ignited. Monsters are infused with fire, dealing additional burn damage over time. Okay. Well, if they just never hit me, it won't be a problem, right? And I leveled up, so let's go ahead and put points... Okay, yeah, so I'm investing into my base class of soldier, which just gives me raw stats, which is nice, and then it unlocks these different things for me. Fighting Spirit. Far from beating you into submission, the sting of enemy blows rouses your anger, instead adding extra force to your attack. So it's a 5% chance of activating when I take damage. 5-second cooldown, 5-second duration. So once every 5 seconds, for 5 seconds, at a 5% chance, I get a 35% to all damage and 30 offensive ability. Nice. Let's see here. Tremor. With the will of Minhir, smash the ground with a mighty two-hander and let rip devastating waves of energy upon your foes. This technique requires a two-handed melee weapon. Tremor is not a default weapon attack enhancer and cannot trigger effects such as Markovian's Advantage. Hey, there we go. Minhir's Will. As you draw close to death, the unyielding will of Minhir fills you with renewed strength. Requires a shield or two-handed melee weapon. Activates when my health drops below 33%. 25-second skill recharge for 10 seconds. Restores 15% health and 40 health regen. Hey, how are you? Enjoying the game? Yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. It took me a little bit to figure out how to assign my skills, but I got there eventually. But yeah, so far the game looks really interesting. It's definitely... I didn't realize I needed to invest into my like raw class level at first, but now that I've figured that out, that also helps. And then military conditioning, it's just 1% physique, 3% health. I mean, that's solid. I think I'll take a little bit of extra death prevention and then just some more raw health. And then we go charging into a pack, because why not? It's an action RPG. Let's go. Alright, there's a boss enemy I saw back there. Some sort of shrine? Forsaken Savage Shrine. I have a feeling I probably ought not have touched that. Oh boy! This is going to be interesting. I might be a fool. But I am no coward. Let's go. Ouch. Damn, that hurt. Okay, so I seem to have some sort of quick regen pool, which is that yellow section over my health bar. I think once that's gone, though, I'm going to be having a rough go of it. Ouch. Press R for a tonic mending. But yeah, so this was a Savage Shrine that I interacted with. Ouch. Drink our tonic again. So does the... Is it a cooldown based thing, maybe? Ouch. Alright, my Minhir's Will is on cooldown. Tonic. 12-second skill recharge. Okay, yeah, so it is a skill. Cool, cool. I can work with that. I can play around that. But yeah, I am basically as brand new to the game as they come. I just picked it up because it was on the Steam sale, and I thought it looked neat. And first I thought it was like a Warhammer Fantasy thing, but it's its own setting, and I'm good with that. I'm up for it. Alright, so go ahead and press this. Doesn't look like I'm able to stack my damage super effectively, so let's go ahead and gain a little bit of distance. And I need to be using my evade more. That would be helpful. Good thing to do, perhaps. Drink our tonic to help heal up. Okay, that one should bleed out of his own accord, maybe. One more hit. There we go. Enemy hero killed. 103 XP awarded. Now we got Pusquill the Hoarder. Alright, this guy dropped a thing. Hey, okay, it was a loot pile. Okay.
Can't do that yet.
Let's go ahead and back off. Maintain our health a little bit. Phew, maintain our health a little bit, barely. Yeah, the game seems super interesting so far. Even if I am an absolute noob. Alright, so I've been afflicted with some sort of status effect, maybe is what that was? Not entirely sure. Alright, didn't proc my Menhir's Will, which is nice. So I do still have that in my back pocket if need be. Uh-oh. We grab these. Hit the goodie box. Okay, and I should probably gain a little bit of distance. Maybe equip something. Let's just keep it simple and run at this guy for now. I think we can just stat check him. Maybe. We might be able to get away with it. Okay, yeah. On his own, he's not hitting us too terribly hard. Yeah, so there is some sort of yellow section over my health bar that I noticed that was getting drained whenever I was essentially using it to regenerate quickly. And bleed out. There we go. Okay, so these Savage Shrines are used to spawn hard enemies, and then you get a chunk of loot. I was very much in the Diablo mindset of, oh, shrine, pick it up for a buff. That said, now I've got, let's see here, Staunching Scrap Metal Grips of Celerity, Magic Heavy Glove, 22 armor, casting speed, bleeding resist, it's not bad. Leather Spaulders of the Aether gives me 39 armor and 7% Aether damage, which I don't think I do. Resistant Leather Helm of Psyche gives me 9 Spirit, 7% Cold Resist, 9% Lightning Resist. Okay. Let's see here. I can see my resistances here. Vitality? Resistance to vitality draining incantations that deal vitality or vitality decay damage. Okay. Let's go ahead and pump up our physique. Then we can put on these big boots here. Offensive ability, 4%. This looks like they give me some nice stats, though. Let's see here. 23 offensive ability. Hold control to hide tooltip. Let's see here. This game seems pretty solid so far. There was a glossary. Codex. There we go. So, what is offensive skill bonus. Leveling might be under S for stats, maybe. Skill window, skill reallocation. I'll figure it out. It'll be fine. Scrap Metal Maul of Ruin. Requires Physique 105, so we're just shy of it. Gives Cunning, Spirit, and 8% Physique. Guess we'll just dump even more into Physique. It seems like it's kind of our main stat. Cunning would give us some bonus damage, but Physique just lets us wield some of these larger weapons from the looks of it. Also gives us access to that shield. Let's see here. And we also got a new weapon. Poisoned Pusquill's Tail of Corrosion. Does 30 poison damage over 5 seconds, so 6 damage per second, as opposed to 24 over 3. Let's see here. Plus 3 to vulnerability. Interesting. It looks like there's some sort of like set bonus type deal. Because I see 1,240 poison damage over 5 seconds to Belgothian's Shears. So in theory, if I could find a Belgothian's Shears weapon, maybe? Not entirely sure. I said, we'll put it on for a moment. Why not? Got 4 scrap. Got a variety of stuff. Bristly fur used in all armor. Oh, wait. Right-click to apply? Okay. So once I find like a decent chest piece, I could see about using bristly fur on it to make it better, maybe? Or how? I can use it. Right-click onto my boots. Boom. And now I've got bristly fur boots, and I've breached 1,000 health. I was at like 700 previously. Holy. Okay. Okay, this is interesting because I really like how plentiful crafting materials already feel. Now, let's see here. I could give up my buckler for a two-hander, but I think I'm just going to go sword and board. Stick with the classics. Let's see here. Shield training gives me shield recovery time and shield block chance. Overguard. Assume a defensive stance that greatly boosts your combat awareness. You can only maintain this focus for a short duration. Gives damage absorption, health regeneration. Okay. So I think for now I go push myself up to level 10 in my class. And then, let's see here. So, Zul'Han's technique. So this would also work essentially in tandem with my Markovian's advantage, maybe? Can activate with all default weapon attacks. When used with a melee weapon, this attack strikes multiple nearby targets. So this just gives me a 180-degree arc, 12% chance? Sure. We'll give it a try. See how it performs. Requires a melee weapon for blade arc. This implies I could just not use a melee weapon with Soldier, which is really cool. Alright. Well, so far so good. I made it to the old dump, which is not where I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be at Burial Hill. Which is out to the left, apparently. So I am close. I just went slightly more north and not enough northwest. So if I follow this path back, now I'm in Burial Hill. There we go. Nice, okay. Smash this crystal. Can I alter control to reveal loot? Or no? Okay. It's just there isn't any loot. Fair enough. Yeah, so loot's just auto-revealed. Don't need to hotkey for it. I can appreciate that. Ooh, something shot me. This thing. Smash it. And it looks like this is my dungeon to clear. Oops. Yeah, enter the cave upon Burial Hill. Oops, my bad. Devotion Shrines. Cleansing Shrines grants you devotion points which can be allocated by accessing the skills window. Devotion is an additional layer of character customization. Codex. Let's see here. Devotion. Alright, so in theory the source of the dead is near. Okay, cool. In theory there was a shrine around here somewhere close. Devotion Shrine. If I can cleanse it. Let's see here. I don't think I have any more skills to assign. I'm pretty sure I've got all of those taken care of, pretty much. Molten Walkers? That sounds badass. So, let's see here. Molten Walkers requires player level 14. Okay, so there is some level gated stuff. That's fair enough. This is an offhand that gives fire damage, aether damage. So if I was a mage, this would be good. Also gives a 14% health bonus to all pets. So in other words, this would be really nice for like a necromancer type deal. Okay. For now, let's put some point into cunning. Get a little bit of bonus damage, maybe. Salvaged helmet. It's got a lot of armor, but... I'm not sure if it beats what I've got necessarily. I like having the extra cold resists and stuff. Let's see here. So leveling up Minhere's Will just gives me extra bailout, essentially. Military conditioning is just raw stats. Guess since we're going sword and board, we can go for shield training. Get that passive. Yeah, so I'm character level 8, but I'm soldier level 10 because I've been investing raw points into it. Gotcha. Let's see here. Discord. The discord of a wrathful soul flows into the soldier's pure fighting cadence and sows it with elemental energy, which gives me 34 elemental damage. Total damage is modified by 3%, and 33% of physical damage is converted to elemental damage. Okay. So all of these are passive augments onto my previous abilities from the looks of it. And then these are just like their own unique abilities. Okay, so square is assignable skills, rounded is passive skills. Physical damage Internal trauma damage, elemental resistance, slow resistance. Let's see here. 6 health regenerated per second. Increases health regeneration by 5% plus 10% constitution. Yo. Veterancy looks kind of wild. Okay. So if I hit undo points. Okay, that only applies to my the points I'm currently putting out. Yeah. I guess we'll start building up towards veterancy so we can get a little bit of health regen and just make sure we're nice and tanky. Let's go ahead and destroy the crystal. Because it's raising the dead. We don't like that. Scrap metal greatsword. Don't mind if I do. Alright, grab all this. Let's see here. Scrap metal greatsword. Vampiric iron saw blade. It's a magic one-handed axe. And also attack damage converted to health. Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's see here. This is the cave that leads out, maybe? Wait, where does this lead out? This isn't the entrance. No, this takes me into a different part of Burial Hill. Apparently. Okay. Hey, there's the art that made me think this was a Warhammer game. It looks like a Wench Hunter captain from Warhammer Fantasy. Alright, so need to finish clearing this out. Yeah. And now I need to return to Captain John Bourbon. Sounds good to me. And here's the Ruined Shrine. Cleansing Shrines. Shrines can be cleansed by either making an offering to the gods or defeating foes trapped within the shrine, depending on the type of shrine you encounter. So this shrine wants Aether Crystal. So I offer Aether Crystal. I receive some goodies. And it is a restored shrine. Which now gives me devotion points, which can be spent in the devotion window. I've got 1 point available. So I'm at Crossroads. So I can either get offensive ability, health, defensive ability, health, or offensive ability. Okay. And these give me different affinities. Let's see here. Not entirely sure. Oh wow, there's a lot of constellations out there. Oh man. Oh boy. I am in for a learning experience. Revenant. Yeah, so in order to reach a constellation, I have to have a certain level of affinity. So if I wanted to go for Revenant, I need 8 Chaos affinity. And then completing it will give me a Chaos affinity and also a Primordial affinity. Okay. Messenger of War. Let's see here. So, my options are red. Okay, it looks like I can pick any of them I want, essentially. Let's see here. Tortoise. What do you give me? Forms a protective barrier around you. 32-second skill recharge. 100% chance to trigger at 50% health. So this is like extra tankiness. Health, defensive ability, physique requirement for shields reduced. Okay. It is like Path of Exile. Yeah, this is kind of like... It's interesting. So this counts as both Primordial and Order. So completing the constellation will give me 2 Order affinity and 3 Primordial affinity. Okay. And then each node requires affinity, so I'm guessing it's a spent resource, so I would say choose Crossroads Health, which would give me an order affinity. Then I would choose Tortoise to begin leveling through Tortoise. Then I would need more of that affinity to go through it. Yeah. That said, can I hover stats at all? Offensive ability. A higher offensive ability increases your chance of successfully landing attacks and spells. Okay, so it's accuracy and crit chance. So that's very important. Defensive ability. Let's see here. Allows you to avoid enemy hits. Minimum to a 55. And also reduces enemy critical chance against us. Damage per second. Armor rating. Okay. Interesting. So defensive ability is actually really powerful. Well, both of these stats are. Let's see here. Tortoise makes me really strong defensively. Is there something that gives me good offensive stuff? This gives me cunning, physical damage, and bleeding damage. 15% chance on attack. A cast of Celestial Falcon swoops down upon your foes. Interesting, and these attacks have their own level ups from the looks of it. So, in order to get access to Falcon, I need one Ascendant. So, I would go for offensive ability here. Let's see here. What are some other ones? There's Eldritch, which would get me, say, access to this little guy. No, this guy's the blue option off of here. He is the Primordial. Or I could go for Tsunami. Okay. This guy is Chaos Affinity. So where would be my starter Eldritch spender? Order, Primordial, Chaos, Bat. Here we go. Gives vitality damage, bleeding damage. Let's see here. Vitality damage and 3% of attack damage converted to health and 10 defensive ability. And a 20% chance of Twin Fangs eventually, which is a 2 projectile attack that passes through multiple enemies and converts attack damage to health. Okay. Or we could go Spider. Spider gives cunning and spirit. Defensive ability, attack speed, cunning, defensive ability. Offensive ability, casting speed. Okay. Spider's more aimed at casters. Bat could give us some nice sustain, maybe. 30% vitality decay. I'm not sure I want that, necessarily. Not entirely sure. Then there's Ghoul. Ooh, Ghoul is health and health per second. Attack damage converted to health, health regeneration, Ghoulish Hunger. 100% chance to proc at 45% health. When cornered, you are thrown into a ghoulish fervor, desperate for a morsel of flesh. 50-second cooldown, 5-second duration. 40% of attack damage is converted to health. Increased healing effectiveness on us by 15%. Extra attack, cast speed, and also fizz resist. Jeez. Okay, Ghoul looks kind of cool. Physique, defensive ability, physique, spirit, defensive ability. So I guess we'll go Crossroads, red. There we go, which gave us 1 Chaos Affinity. Requires star earlier in Constellation, No devotion points available. Okay, gotcha. So, affinity is not the point, so I would still need more points to start moving through these trees. Okay. And it looks like we start at here. Fair enough. So we'd start here, then go up through Ghoul. Okay, I work with that. It was really neat. Let's see here. L to open a waypoint back to town. Yep, personal rift.
attacks have slowed and their numbers are thinning. I take that as a sign that you've dealt with the source?
I have killed the
A
reanimator.
creature was doing this? Disturbing. Thanks to your efforts, we may yet hold out here a little longer. I've sent word to the gate guard. Speak to him and he should let you in. Take some well-deserved time to rest and recover. Welcome to Devil's Crossing.
Thank you.
I need some time to plan our strategy. In the meantime, there are others around Devil's Crossing who could use your help. Take a moment to mingle with your fellow survivors. Kasparov, our resident scientist, is really eager to speak with you. He babbled some nonsense, but I believe he wants to talk about your connection with the Ethereals. Barnabas, our handyman, said he needed help with our water pump. When you're done assisting them, speak with me in my office inside the prison.
Okay. I will speak with them. And we got 500 Devil's Crossing reputation. Okay. So let's see here. That's Kasparov. Guess let's go ahead and speak with Barnabas. I see a star icon down here. Barnabas? Barnabas.
Captain send you over? You must have done quite a service with the dead if he's got hands to spare for old Barnabas. Let's get to business, yeah? Our wind pump's broken down again and we're running low on water. We're all out of parts, so I can't fix her up. Can always melt down what weapons we have, but I'm not too fond of being fired in my sleep. I'll need scrap from Lower Crossing.
Is this enough scrap?
We hadn't had much luck scavenging for supplies on account of the dead swarming Lower Crossing. Seem to handle them well enough, though. I'll get the wind pump up and running in no time. Devil's Crossing will have safe drinking water again, and it's all thanks to you. First glass is on me.
Hey, let's go.
Well,
Glad I could help.
news is,
Oh, hey.
I got the water pumping again. The only
And the
problem
windmill's been
is
updated.
It smells like a sewer. Only about a tenfold worse. I haven't smelled something this rotten since I
Since when?
cleared out a den of slith ages ago. They're loathsome reptiles, make their homes in swamps and dank caves. They secrete a nasty poison into the water that makes it drinkable for them, but nearly always fatal to us. I bet good iron there's a nest in that cave that fuels our pump. I'm too old for all this spelunking, so I need you to go down there and kill it.
How do I get to the cave?
This key will open the cellar in the shack behind me, right by
Hydrate,
that
you got it,
cursed
Fugo.
red gate. It connects to the bowels of the prison, which should lead you to the cave. Find the Slith matriarch that's likely polluting our water supply, and the poison should clear out on its own. You do this, and all the Devil's Crossing will be honoring your name with every glass.
I'll take care of it. Alright, let's see here.
Have you cleared out the Slith den?
Where's it
Open
at
the
again?
cellar in the shack behind you.
Cellar in the shack behind him. Okay. I'm actually impressed with like how much voice acting is in this game, because a lot of games, action RPGs I've played, don't, like they might have like say the first line of a dialogue voice, but he's actually just going through all of it, like through all of his lines. It's impressive. Barrel. Let's just smash everything. We got a food ration. Mystic woven cord of thunder. I need to actually sort through all this at some point. Bonk. Okay. Yeah, Soldier is very much the classic run at things and bonk them with your weapon until they die type. And honestly, I'm here for it. I don't always need something fancy. I like having something survivable. But then again, I also like playing games on hardcore mode when available. Oh wait, I can... Yo, okay. Now that's a step up over other action RPGs. I can rotate my camera. A lot of other games just have a fixed camera angle, and I just kind of assumed this one would too. But no, I've actually got full ability to move my camera around. That's cool. I like it. let's see here. Level up. And we put a point into veterancy. And there we go. That gives us 6 health regenerated per second. Increases our health regeneration by 5%. 10% more health. And also our armor is less costly to wear, which is actually really nice for us. So we've been having to put a lot of points into physique to use our gear. Speaking of which, we're going to go ahead and pump that up even more. Just because I like having it. Let's see here. Damage per hit. Defenses. Hey, okay, yeah. So we can just go through all of our stats. Love that. Salt bag is my amulet. Okay. I got a whole bunch of components. So I think we'll find some decent gear and then see about augmenting it, maybe. Ah, exciting. Spiders. Well, just start bashing our way through. I wonder how many augments I can put onto a thing. Probably only just one, I would think. But who knows? Okay, enemies do have a little bit of health regen. If I just let him sit, well, he's poisoned, so he's dying. Because I whopped him real good, apparently. Yeah, I've noticed enemies seem to just have sort of like a base health regen to them. 48, 49, 50, yeah. So you can't just kite forever. And gradually, like, you can kite very well, but there is certain limitations to it. And I've got iron. I think iron is just the currency. I'm not seeing like it stack anywhere. I'm guessing it's just like our gold equivalent. We trade in iron. It's more usable than gold. Okay, untouched meal. And here we go. Should be finding our Slith Matriarch down here. Oh, nice. I'm not sure what exactly I procced there, but I felt good.
Can't carry anymore.
Ooh, inventory's full. That said, that is definitely more my speed. So if I just go ahead and cast these off, and then come over here. There we go. I do like that my appearance actually like updates to all my gear. That said, I need to find something to like replace these with, because I am still just rocking worn clothing. Let's see here. And I can just drop these white gears to carry this around with me until I can like salvage maybe. I guess so. Let's go ahead and see if we can salvage stuff at all. We head to Devil's Crossing. Let's see here. Salvage dealer. There we go. So just right click it over. Okay, there's my money. I've got 3,952. It's just above my inventory. So we sell off all of our white quality stuff, because I'm not sure if there's like a salvage system. There probably is. Alright, looks like yellow is the second rarity, so we go from white to yellow to green to blue. Okay. Ranged weapons, armor, hey, let's go. Leather coat, I mean, it's an upgrade. Salvaged armor. Yeah, let's go ahead and grab a salvage armor real quick. Just that way we can get some better gear. And then these guys have quests first from the looks of it. Okay, so not everything's voice acted. Just like main quest line. Harmon, I hear you've been cleaning up out there in the lower crossing. If you're going to keep fighting those bastards, you'll need better equipment than that. Here's something you'll likely never see again in this world, stranger. Something from nothing. Take some iron coin off my hands. I don't need it no more. Why are you helping me? You see, I killed my Annabelle back when the village was first overrun. Ain't nothing gonna bring her back, and if it tries, I'll put a bullet through its skull. I got nothing left but revenge, so I pay good iron to those willing to put down those abominations. Take Pharos, Gilles, and Negan, for instance. Used to all be good men, defenders of the Empire. Not nothing more than shambling fiends stalking the swamplands of Whitemire. Slaughter them. Put them in the dirt like they ought to be, and I'll give you some more iron from my stash. I'll put them down. Alright, let's see here. Let's go ahead and, I guess, sell my old worn clothing. Let's see about picking up some pants, maybe. Yeah, I guess we'll just buy those. They're straight upgrade, so don't mind if I do. And now we head into the rift and back to our personal portal. Nice. And I guess go ahead and read these. Been holding on to these for a bit. Oh, it actually gives you experience for reading. Nice. I just noticed that. Inquisitor Creed, Entry 1. I'm currently en route to the village of Burwich in order to investigate a number of strange incidents that have been reported in this area. As dusk is drawing near, and the swamps of this region are said to be hazardous to travel at night, I've reluctantly taken up lodging at a small, squalid tavern in Lower Crossing. Perhaps I am wearing from my hurried travels, but I feel as if there is a strange pressure and electricity to the air. It is almost akin to the still before a thunderous summer gale, but yet the sun shines, and not a cloud is to be seen. Everything seems as it should, but in my gut I feel that something terrible will soon come to pass. Inquisitor Creed, Entry 2. As I was packing to resume my journey to Burwich, my assistance was urgently requested at a logging camp in the old grove west of Devil's Crossing, where strange animal attacks have left 3 lumbermen listless and pale. Upon arriving, I received a somber greeting from the foreman, who informed me that the bitten workers had gone mad and fled the premises. They were reported to have spoken in an unknown tongue. The foreman showed me the remains of the animals. 2 gray foxes and a hound, suffering some sort of horrific mange, lay in a hastily dug pit behind the outhouse. The foreman told me the animals suddenly died when confronted by the workers, and a strange green vapor emanated from their remains. Shortly afterwards, the 3 lumbermen fell ill, and their mental state rapidly deteriorated. It appears that my presence in this region is most warranted. Interesting. So those must have been, like, say, the first of the undead, maybe? Not entirely sure. It's weird that it would kill its host, though, for that green vapor to then go out. Unless by confronted he means the animals were promptly beaten to death. Alright, let's just go ahead and sell off a bunch of scrap items. Let's see here. I do not... Yeah, this is a magic offhand. I'm going shields, so I don't need those. I'm not going two-handers. I'm going sword and board. Let's see here. Physique, cunning spirit, lightning damage. I'm not doing. Offensive ability: cold resist, poison, and acid resist. Could be decent. 8 defensive ability isn't the greatest. 23 offensive ability is really nice, actually. 14 health per second. We're already moving into a lot of health regen on our own, so we'll go ahead and sell that. 17 offensive ability versus 23. So we'll sell this. Sacrificial knife requires spirit, which we aren't speccing into. Sell off these old shoulder pads. Sell off those. We prefer our bristle boots. We're not going for guns. And we'll keep our crafting materials and other goodies. This is a mage's offhand. In theory, though, there could be like a stash, maybe, I can put stuff into. If I can twink items between characters, it'd be nice and worth it. If not, oh well. Rook, Gatekeeper. Captain said you're good to go. Don't start any trouble. Thank you. Welcome to Devil's Crossing. Okay. Now I'm actually in the settlement. Illusionist, Quartermaster. Quartermaster, maybe? Friendly. Faction rewards unlocked at friendly status. Okay.
Put it to good use.
Is there a stash around here at all that I can make use of? I probably need to, like, unlock it, if I had to guess, by doing construction projects. Smuggler. Smuggler allows you to store items you wish to save for later in your private stash, as well as access the transfer stash. There we go. Let's see here. Item transfer. Toggle to go to the item transfer stash. Place items in the transfer area to have the smuggler make them available to all of your characters. There we go. And then if I make another character who uses pets, I can give them that Skull of Scorching. And I guess I'll put that in there. Why not? Cool. Now then, I saw that there was a better armor that dropped, so we're going to go ahead and sell off that and head back through to our personal rift. Salvaged armor of readiness. Awesome. Nice big upgrade for us. Let's see here. Yeah, there's nothing really for me to assign to those marks. Deepmire Warriors. Not quite what I'm looking for, I don't think. Deepmire Shaman. Okay, so I probably need to invest more into my auto attack proc chances for like my AoE hit. That'd be good. So that way that's just more likely to occur. Let's see here. Not entirely sure if I'm heading the right way, but who knows? Slith necklace. Okay. So these Deepmire are the Slith, or they worship the Slith, or have some sort of affinity for the Slith. That makes me think I'm going the right way. Frankly, that's enough confirmation for me. that AoE skill, when that procs, that's really nice. I think it's a 12% chance at the moment, but oh man, that is so good. Okay, let's move out of that zone. Sunder is a powerful debuff that has been applied to me. Okay. I am sundered. Frozen heart. I think I just keep beating him to death. Kill a shaman real quick.
That skill's not ready.
Alright. Yeah. Pretty much I'm just stat checking, and I win. It's already GG. I'm gonna stand in this for the meme. Yep. I have armor lock. You can't possibly hurt me. Alright. Definitely need to see about upping my offense rating, maybe. Yeah, I was at an 88% hit chance there. I was definitely feeling it. I waited 6 seconds, fuckface. Alright, this one's an Aether Crystal, which we will offer. Gives us some goodies. Survivor, reach level 10. Nice. So, now I can pick my second class, because this game has a multi-class feature once you hit level 10. So, I'm not just a soldier. I can be something else too. I could be a soldier wizard. A soldier inquisitor, maybe. A soldier necromancer, even. That said, Oathkeeper sounds kind of badass. Guardians of Sacred Tombs, Keepers of Faithful, and Ardent Enforcers of Celestial Will. They do not merely hide behind a shield or their divine powers. To Oathkeepers, these are weapons upon which they shall spill the blood of the unworthy and exact their righteous wrath. Can you be soldier and soldier? No, I cannot multi-class back into soldier. So I am soldier and something else. If I want to be. I think I can still just... Yeah, I can just ignore my other class if I want to for the time being. And I can just come back into this. Let's see here. Fighting form. The fury of Cadence resonates with the target, causing heavy bleeding and striking additional nearby targets. Okay, so that gives me AoE. With ranged weapons, Cadence has a chance to pierce through enemies, but it gives an energy cost to my Cadence. Has a 30% chance to pass through enemies. Okay, so yeah, sure, we'll pick it up. Why not? Force Wave shatters through enemy defenses, inflicting grievous harm upon exposed weak points. Gives it more range, more damage, more crit damage, and more physical damage. Okay. Let's see here. And I suppose I'll put another point into veterancy, maybe? Or I can put more points into this, which gives me more pass-through chance from the looks of it. 40% chance to pass through enemies, 136 bleeding damage. So I guess, just to confirm, let's see here. It should be like a 100% chance to bleed, I think. Oh, here we go. Cadence. There we go. 2 energy cost. 30% chance to pass through enemies. Not entirely sure. Do I need to assign fighting form? Cadence, Force Wave. Doesn't look like it. says with ranged weapons, Cadence has a chance to pierce through enemies. So I think that just means I can go through it. Like, if I were to use a ranged weapon, they would pierce. Instead of cleave, I think is what that says. So essentially, I cleave multiple enemies, or if using bows / guns, pierce through enemies instead. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, so now that I've augmented this once with a 30% chance, that means Cadence has a 2 energy cost. There we go. So I can also scale up Cadence for more damage. I also scale up Veterancy to make myself hella tanky. Discord would let me shift off of being pure physical into an elemental. Blitz. Charge forth into the fray with devastating momentum, taking your enemies by surprise. 3 target maximum. Knocks down target for 1.5 to 3 seconds. Gives me 300% move speed. Or I can go Blade Arc. Arced swing that slices through multiple enemies around you. Requires a melee weapon. Let's go ahead and put a point into that, just to have it. Clean Sweep. A more powerful form of Blade Arc in which the soldier builds up power between attacks to unleash it in one focused burst of intense damage that can knock foes to the ground. Adds energy cost, adds skill recharge, reduces weapon damage, increases crit damage. Total damage is increased by 75%. Okay. So it scales 25% less with my weapon, but the skill itself does 75% more damage. Generates additional threat, and knock down target for 2 seconds. Because this is a multiplayer game, so tanking is a thing. So I can generate additional threat to let me tank enemies better. And let's see here. Suppose I could just level up Cadence, which would give me more damage scaling. Because it's currently 130% of my main hand weapons damage. I can get it up to 149. And also 65 base. Trimmer requires a 2-hander, which I don't have. Fighting Spirit is Rage Chance. Let's see here. Or I could see about multi-classing. Could be cool. I guess if I go ahead and click on, let's say, Oathkeeper, can I undo points? Aye, there we go. Undo class. So I can take a look at the skills. Cool. Safeguard. In the hands of a trained Oathkeeper, a shield is not just an unbreakable defense, but also a formidable weapon. While wielding a shield, get 8 physical damage, 6% to all damage, and 8 armor. You can also smite people, naturally. Can activate with all default weapon attacks. Okay. Love that. Does extra damage versus undead and chthonics. Aegis of Minhir. Requires a shield. Righteous Fervor. Okay, so yeah, I can undo class. So I can take a look at them. So I could go Necromancer, for example. Necromancer can drain essence, raise skeletons. Bone Harvest, which sounds horrifying. That's actually really cool that you can hybrid classes together. Oh, man. I could go Demolitionist and get access to Fire Strike. When used as your default weapon attack, Fire Strike inflicts additional fire damage. I think for now, I'm going to keep it simple and just go Pure Soldier. And let's see here. Physique gives me more than just health. Let's go ahead and go for extra cleave chance on our Cadence. Just that way we can start hitting multiple enemies around us. And that'll be the way to do it. That said, we killed the Corruptor, so we should just Return to Barnabas. That'd be good.
Any luck clearing out those sliths? They're starting to beg me for water. I don't know how many more times I can say it'll melt your guts before they just rush me and take it.
I've taken care of it.
Well done. Once I pump out the remaining poison water, the spring should be clean enough for drinking. I'll make sure to let people here know how much help you've been. They'll be grateful if they can get a drink without dissolving their intestines. One more thing. Take my rucksack. Useful for hauling back scrap or whatever else you come across. I'm too old for that stuff now.
Thank you. Glad to be of help. And so now I've got an inventory bag. Expands the size of your inventory. Hey, let's go. I've got a second grid I can work with. Hell yeah. Love that. Can I not come in here? Do I need to loop through here? Yes, I do. Alright. Hello, Kasparov. You blocked off your doorway.
Welcome to my workshop. I saw you fighting the dead out in Lower Crossing, and I dare say you were absolutely brilliant. Evidently, cutting you off that noose was the best decision the captain made that day. Ah, where are my manners? I'm Kasparov, scientist and inventor. What brings you to my humble shop?
The captain said you wanted to speak with me.
Rift gates, yes. The Ethereals use them to get around. I was working on a way to close them, but then you stumbled through ours. We have never seen a human, possessed or otherwise, pass through one before. Not a living one, anyway. It was then that I realized that we could put these portals to use. There's something about you that is attuned to the Rift gates, and I intend to replicate it.
Wait, what?
You don't remember anything, do you? I may have taken some liberties while you were out cold. It was just a few tests, a blood sample or two, nothing major. The results were curious. It appears that your body is still teeming with residual aether energies. Don't worry, you won't be growing any new limbs, probably. But I'm going on tangents here. I believe that with a correctly tuned pulse of aether energy, we can replicate this phenomenon in a controlled manner, as in without the need for pesky possession. I've been working on just the device to do it, but it needs power. For that, I require aether crystal fragments.
Hey, how's it going, Vermeer? Trying out Grim Dawn. How you doing? Doing all right. It's been hectic the past few days, to say the least. Are the crystals like these?
Excellent. These will do perfectly. I'll just place them into my device here, and oh my, that's not right. Not at all. That pulse, it wasn't supposed to go off. Oh dear. 1, 2, 3. Yes, my fingers are still intact. Did it reach you too? How do you feel?
I feel stronger.
Ah, very good. I'm sure a little more aether
Gave
in
us a
your
skill
system
point.
won't
Okay.
do you the slightest harm. Okay, maybe it was a lot more. But you look fine. Fitter than ever. A real shame about the prototype, though. Showed such promise. Perhaps if I had more fragments.
I think we're done here.
Ah, we've been so preoccupied with this Riftgate business that I completely forgot about my apprentice, Starlet. I sent her out to the Burwich Estates to fetch parts for our research, and she's been gone entirely too long. Seems her ineptitude carries beyond just the workstation.
Hey, it's Christmas for you tomorrow. Hey, hell yeah, Vermeer. Merry Christmas. Yeah, we still got like a day here. It's currently Saturday still, so tomorrow's Sunday and then Monday is Christmas. Lost your
I
apprentice.
have to say, I do feel a little responsible for her now that she's my apprentice. Could you please go out there and find that hopeless girl?
I will keep an eye out. Okay, we got a skill point, it said. Let's see here. And we will go 50% cleave chance. Yes, please. What's been hectic? Christmas shopping. Got some stuff going on in my family. Health concerns with the elderly. To just give the long and short of it. And it's been hectic. People zipping around, making sure we get everything taken care of. Devil's Crossing bounty table. People at Devil's Crossing do not yet trust you with their innermost needs. A respected reputation is required to access the bounty table. Okay. Sounds really rough. It is what it is. Sometimes you just gotta make things happen, and yeah, it gets in the way of whatever you would
Good,
typically
you're
have
back.
planned to have done
I've
that
heard
day.
good things from both Kasparov and Barnabas. You're a real asset to this community.
Great asset to the company. Thank you.
One of my scouts came back with news making our next move clear. The dead are heavily concentrated in Burwitch Village to the north, past the swamps of Whitemire. There must be a reason why. Perhaps the ethereal behind these attacks is there. We can't know for sure without investigating deeper.
How can I help?
You've proven yourself quite resourceful thus far. Your ability to secure rift gates for human use could be a turning point in our situation. With all the activity around Burwitch, there's bound to be a rift gate. If you can capture it, that will give us a solid foothold in the area.
Had copious amounts of Fox Candy. I think. At least that's how I believe I would pronounce an X in a word. Fox Candy. The Danish soda today. Oh yeah. How do I get to
Follow
Burwitch?
the road north through Whitemire. Though in the current state of things, you'll likely have to leave the road behind well before you reach the village. Keep pressing north, and you will eventually reach the outskirts of Burwitch. It's surrounded by a palisade wall, so you will have to find a way inside. Once you've secured the rift gate, return to Devil's Crossing.
I'm ready. A copious amount. It's a Fox Candy, yeah. Sorry, I'm rereading through chat to make sure I didn't miss anything. There we go. Tastes unbelievably good. It's like a sour grapes kind of thing. That does sound pretty tasty. I think I was supposed to head north to get to the Burwitch Estates. Map, local map. Whitemire, Sodden Hollow, Kaimon's Retreat. Oh. Restored Shrines. Lower Crossing, Burial Hill, the Old Dump, Whitemire. Oh, I gotta go a while to get to the Burwitch Estates. Okay. Well, onward we go. Cracked lodestone. Yeah, that does actually sound really tasty though, from her. Sour grape soda. Not always the biggest on like sour stuff myself, but sorry about missing so many streams. They put a school day earlier, and I've been to sleep more this week. Hey, sleeping is always good, especially whenever you have school. Like, as much as I like having your company and all that, don't be derelict in your duties, you know. Let's see, what's up here? Oh, hello. Faldus. We're all gonna die out here. Calm down, where are you from? I was staying with a group of survivors down in Devil's Crossing, you know, the old prison. But supplies started running low. I volunteered to go scavenging around the lower crossing. Feared it was safe enough, but I was wrong. Got chased in here by a pack of ravenous rift scourges. Oh, I can't hear their maddening skittering anymore. I suppose I have you to thank for that. Doesn't matter, though. The area is overrun with the dead. We'll make it 5 feet without getting surrounded. I suppose I could open a rift gate. What? Isn't that what those things are pouring out of? Well, sort of, but mine will take you home. I'm having a hard time believing that after what I've seen up in Burwitch. You don't seem to have the look of a taken about you. Suppose it's my only option. See you back at Devil's Crossing. Zoop. Okay, flipped a guy out. Since I'm trying to get off energy drinks, sleep has been a good replacement. This is true. Sleep is a wonderful replacement for energy drinks. Alright, let's get some... I got a food ration, I got some iron, got all kinds of goodies. Looks like we're going to be heading up through the old dump. Alright, yeah, there's the rift here at Lower Crossing / Burial Hill. I guess I'm in the Burial Hill region, so let's go ahead and... Okay, yeah, that's the Lower Crossing rift. I guess we'll go ahead and head back real quick to help clear out our inventory. And who knows, maybe pick up some quests around here? We'll see. Sell these. Stalwart Quilted Armor of Spines gives 6% pierce damage, 4% defensive ability. 4% defensive ability. That's actually not bad, not gonna lie. I guess that bumps us up by a good bit of defensive ability. Okay. We got a Bolt Action Rifle of Ruin, a magic two-handed gun. That's cool. Vampiric Scrap Metal Maul of Alacrity, not going for two-handers. Fire damage, burn damage, defensive ability. Yeah, this is a better helmet for us. Hide Jacket of Thorns, 10 physical damage retaliation. Nah, not looking for that. And then we got a bunch of components. Okay. And we got a Slith Necklace, which is a quest item.
Thanks for all your help.
Quest item for what quest? Not too excited about Christmas this year. I don't know why. Oh? Just like... It's not like a dread, it's just like you're not really feeling it too much, or... Clearly what you need is some more Christmas cheer. 6 scrap and 3,000 iron bits. Oh, I've got a scrap. Okay. I need more scrap. Let's see here. That's Chester, Hangman Jarvis.
So Bourbon let you
I miss my old school era. Ah, I definitely get you there. School is simpler times, to be sure. Hello, Faltus. Well, I'll be damned. You really came through for me. Rift took me back to Devil's Crossing, just as you promised. You're welcome. I'd like to thank you. Here, take everything I found out there. It's not much, but maybe you can make some use of it. Thanks. Got 500 iron, 50 Devil's Crossing reputation, and a scrap. Neat. But yeah, school definitely helps make life simpler, and yeah, I definitely understand missing like older, like a previous school. If I may vent, I feel like my new friend group hasn't taken to you quite as much. Barely meet outside of school. Kind of boring people from my perspective. Well, I suppose if they just aren't interesting to you...
Greetings, child. I am pleased to see that the taint of possession has left you. Should you require it,
I've found a fully voiced thing. I'm
spiritual
going to let it
guidance to
ramble.
the survivors. I will gladly extend this service to you.
But yeah. I guess one thing I found that definitely helped with my friend group whenever I was out in college is secret trick is a lot of people want to do things, but taking the initiative is very difficult. Like, I would normally consider myself a very introverted person, but whenever I was in college, because everyone was introverted because I was a nerd among nerds, I had to sort of step up to become the extrovert, and I became the instigator. I was the guy who was like, hey, let's just go to lunch. Just all of us, we'll head out, get lunch at some local place. Or hey, let's all meet up and play like a board game. I've got Eldritch Horror. That was a fun one. They don't like football, they don't like Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, video games, or Magic the Gathering, or anything besides movies. Fair. Well, I think then, yeah, it's perfectly reasonable to look for other circles. Well, you can still hang out with them and chat and talk about movies and all that kind of stuff, but it sounds like you need to find, find where the Magic Club is hiding, essentially. The Magic the Gathering Club, that is. Because I'm willing to bet you are not the only person who enjoys Magic the Gathering out there. I'm not very introverted, but someone has to approach me first. Then you are introverted. Because approaching people is scary. And I can definitely relate to that. In my case, I had to sort of keep an ear out. And it was in an English class. A couple of guys started talking about Dungeons and Dragons, like a couple seats down. So I was just like, oh, hey, you guys play D&D? And they're like, oh, yeah, do you? And we really hit it off from there. I'm in my old friend group circle on my spare time because they're really funny and all that cool stuff. No, introverted, extroverted is about whether you get or drain energy from when you talk to people. Gotcha. I suppose I always thought of it in terms of approachability. An extrovert was someone who was out there and talkative and chatty. An introvert was someone who just sat there and minded their own business.
Greetings, child. I am pleased to see that the taint of possession has left you. Should you, my knowledge of spirits has allowed me to devise a trap with which we were able to contain troubled memories can cloud the mind and torment the spirit. With my guidance, you can move past my knowledge of spirits. I'm afraid that I am not troubled memories.
Okay. So that's our spirit guide who lets us
I
respect
sense
points.
turmoil within you.
Going to try and find a D&D group with the Dungeons & Dragons that spends more than 1 minute a month. Yeah, scheduling is always the final boss of such things, but I believe in you.
Stay strong.
And let's go ahead and just stack into that. But yeah. Of course, one thing you could do, in theory, is you could try to be a dungeon master on your own. You could try your hand at taking the DM chair. I know that's always fun. I've been in and out of the mantle myself. I've currently got it thrust onto a friend. Let's see here. Sybil Hart. Looking for Milton. Milton Hart. He was a soldier in the Imperial Army. When we fled Burwich, he volunteered to cover our escape. He always had a penchant for heroics. But it's been weeks and we've not heard from him. I dread to think that he may have become one of the dead. He always wore an amulet I gave him years ago to keep him safe. Now I fear it may be preserving him in undeath. I wish nothing but for my brother to be allowed to rest in peace. Will you do this for me? We last saw each other at the Sodden Hollow in Whitemires. I'm afraid he's still out there. I'll do what must be done. I've never played though, so I don't know if I should be a DM. Well, being a dungeon master does definitely take a bit more work than being a player. And there are some different skill sets, definitely, for each role. But the secret between, like, the difference between a good DM and a bad DM is usually experience. Like, I remember the first time I tried to be a dungeon master. It was in high school. So I was part of a little D&D club and all that. And I was really into Monster Hunter World at the time. So I tried to run a Monster Hunter themed game for a table of players. However, the club had been sort of gaining popularity, and so I was trying to run a Monster Hunter themed campaign, but with Dungeons and Dragons, races, and classes for a table of like 12 people. And I tell you what, it was fucking awful. I bombed so hard being that dungeon master because I could not. It was beyond my scope. But it was definitely a learning experience. It taught me several valuable lessons, namely, knowing how to limit your table size, because having like different numbers of players can cause all kinds of, you know, issues. Like different tables have different issues with different things. For example, if you have a very like small table, you will most likely have a more narratively focused game. I guess not even narratively focused, just a very focused game. So you need to prepare in that way, in that I'm going to have a lot of players who are going to have a lot of time in the spotlight. Whereas when you have like 8 players, it becomes a lot harder to maintain that. That's part of why I'm really impressed with Critical Role, is because each character is able to shine even at a table that large, which I personally would not be able to manage as a dungeon master. But what I'd recommend when you're just starting out, I would definitely recommend starting small. So get together with like 2 or 3 buddies and just, you know, see about like, hey, I want to try my hand at running an adventure. Have you seen Moist Critical's D&D thingy? I have not. I was unaware that he was running a D&D thing. I need to look into it. The big ones that I was familiar with were Critical Role, naturally, Dimension 20, with like their various projects. Misfits and Magic was great. But I'll need to look into Moist Critical's D&D thing. Alright, we've made it to Whitemire. Exciting. In theory, there should be a thing I can interact with somewhere around here. Apparently, he's even cooler than I thought. He likes D&D and metal. Hell yeah. I'm not the most familiar with metal bands myself. I know some of the more, like, popular ones, like Powerwolf, for example. Beast in Black. I really like Beast in Black. The first song I heard from them was From Hell with Love, and oh man. Oh, it was so good. Like, the singer for Beast in Black is wild. You're a power metal kind of guy? Occasionally, I've been known to partake. Let's see here. I need 6 scrap, of which I have 2, and 3,000 iron bits, which is just the currency, so I got 7,000. Okay, I've listened to a bit of metal. Riftgate is releasing Aetherials. Okay. So we just start chopping. Big bonks. Big bonks. Let's go. Stun them good. Use of our health regen. think you'd like Candlemass, which is Doom Metal, or as I like to call it, Wizard Metal. Okay, Wizard Metal sounds hella badass. Can I bonk this guy? Need to turn my camera a little bit. There we go. Alright, so now I've got the Whitemire Rift. Cool. So I need to keep heading up through Sodden Hollow to Foggy Bank, through Burrwitch Outskirts to Burrwitch Village, all the way up to the Burrwitch Estates, where I will find the apprentice in the cellars. And holy, the world just keeps going. Oh man. World of Cairn. There's a whole other route there. Jeez. Yeah, when bored, I have occasionally tittle-tattled in making D&D characters, so I'm already a fan, even though I haven't played. Yeah. Being a Dungeon Master takes a bit more work than being a player, because there is, you know, the whole needing to actually set up an adventure, create NPCs, and all that. But some of the stuff will help carry over. Being familiar with the rules definitely helps, and I'd say is more important for Dungeon Masters than players, though obviously players should know the rules, at least generally, at least when it comes to like what my character is doing. Like, if you tell me you are going to play a wizard, and you are taking the spell Magic Missile, and you plan to cast that spell frequently, you should be able to tell me how Magic Missile works. The answer is casting time 1 action, range 120 feet. You create 3 unerring darts that hit enemies regardless of AC. They deal 1d4 plus 1 damage. However, because the spell technically hits multiple targets, you roll 1d4 plus 1, and that applies to all missiles. So if you roll a 1, you are dealing 2 damage a missile. You do not roll each missile independently. So that's a bit more niche. I say this because I am one such magic missile wizard enthusiast. Let's go ahead and destroy this thing. There we go. Bonk. Don't mind if I do. Have you heard of Baldur's Gate 3 then, the D&D RPG game? Yes! Baldur's Gate 3, I did some streams on it. I got a little group together. I called it the Baldur Stream 4. You should be able to find some clips of it on Twitch, and also the VODs are on the YouTube channel. But yes, very big fan of that game. And I would have loved to keep going with it. Are you enjoying Grim Dawn so far? What classes are you starting with? So far, I am a soldier. And I've been having a good time. It's very simple, as a soldier anyway. I'm sure casters are more advanced, but as a soldier, I bonk people, and you know what? That is a perfectly good start for me. Haven't chosen your second class yet. I have been stalling on it. Like, I've got the ability to. Loot explosion. Okay. Oh, that was Milton. Dominator Milton's Cask of Protection. Hell yeah, that sounds cool. But yeah, I haven't ended up selecting my second one yet. I've been debating what to go for. So I've been looking at some of these. I'm thinking maybe Nightblade could be good. Because a lot of the other ones seem sort of like caster-esque. Demolitionist is fire-oriented. Occultist has like summoning. Part of me is also thinking of going Oathkeeper. Just go like full Paladin maybe. And then go into like Safeguard plus Smite. Could be fun. Because I'm thinking I'm going to go Sword and Board with this character. So I'm thinking I might go this to get Safeguard. I want it so bad, but my PC can't handle it, and I don't have a new generation console. I feel you, Vimmer. Yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 is a very pretty game that definitely can take a little bit of a toll on stuff. You can definitely play classes like Demolitionist as an attacker rather than a caster. This game is pretty open in terms of how you can play each class. Gotcha. Yeah, I noticed, like, even just looking through soldiers, like, fighting form. What is it? With ranged weapons, Cadence has a chance to pierce. So, like, with melee weapons, it's a cleave chance. With ranged weapons, it's a pierce chance, which is really cool. There's a lot of flexibility, which is really cool. That said, you know what? Why not? Let's go ahead and spec into Oathkeeper Secondary. So, put a point in, and because we're on Sword and Board, we can take this, and that's bonus to all damage with Safeguard, as long as we have a shield. Yeah, I've also noticed that it's pretty cheap to respec, which is actually really nice. Let's see here. Requires a shield with the strength of the earth flowing through you by the blessings of Minhir. Hurl a magical Aegis that will home in on your target and leave it staggered and dazed before returning to you. Sure, let's do it. Why not? And then I come down here, and oh yeah, I should probably assign my Blade Arc. Oops. But yeah, I saw that the game was on sale on Steam, so that's why I decided to pick this up. But yeah, let's give this a try. Let's see here. So, single target, my Blade Arc. Let's see here. Let's bonk through this guy. Drink our pot to help heal up. We got a scrap off that guy. Nice. So it looks like Blade Arc is an augment, essentially. Okay. All kinds of goodies. All kinds of stuff. Let's see here. I've got Bernard's Slightly Chewed Buckler of the Eagle. Let's see here. 18% chance to block 65 damage. 18% chance to block 80. 0.8 block recovery, so longer recovery. More physical damage. That said, the granted skill Seismic Blast looks kind of hard to pass up on, not gonna lie. In terms of these, let's see here. Lightning damage, Aether damage doesn't affect us too much. Spirit, let's see here. Spirit gives some nice stats. Cunning is damage, elemental resist, reduce stun duration. Yeah, we can go ahead and try those. So I don't think I can get my bristly fur back, if I had to guess. I've just got a feeling. Let's see here. Energy per second, attack speed, ooh, 40 physical damage retaliation. Requires level 12 for Dominator Milton's Cask of Protection. Fair enough. 34 damage to shield training. Shield training being my... Here it is, yeah. So I need to put a point into my shield training. Yeah, I've noticed that this game has crazy flexibility with its stuff, which I'm actually a really big fan of. I say, playing strictly Sword and Board, but... let's see here. Physique, Spirit, Poison, Acid resist, yes please. Gloves, casting speed, bleeding resistance. This is offensive ability, a lot of it. Don't mind if I do. Scrap metal, flanked mace of celerity. Casting speed, not what I'm going for. Tarnished hatchet of alacrity. Bonus attack damage and speed, 4 damage per second bonus. We lose out on some of the health though. We'll keep our vampiric iron saw blade in the back, just in case. Fire damage, burn damage doesn't affect us. Defensive ability is nice, but we can also just go more physique. Fire damage and burn damage, quilted armor. And this is even more attack speed on a hatchet. Don't mind if I do. Alright. that said, looking at this, right click on it, just dropped it. Didn't drop it, whatever I did. What did right click and do to it? If I take these pants, for example, and I right click on them, it equips them. Okay. So I put on the boots. I got a little worried there. I was like, uh-oh, what did I just do? Let's see here. More physique, honestly. We will be nice and tanky. I pressed the wrong buttons. Alright. Having more active skills is definitely nice. Gives us more options to work with. Luckily, our spirit does not seem to be an issue for us. We're just chopping on through. Hey, there's Negan the Withered, one of our targets that we were asked to go kill.
That's still not ready. Can't do that.
And bongs, let's go. All kinds of goodies. Let's see here. A barbaric iron broadsword of blood. Gives extra bleeding damage, but it does not actually inflict a bleed on its own, which is kind of funny. That'll be fine though. Let's go ahead and go through these real quick. Alright, give me 1 second, chat. Alrighty, sorry for that delay. I got snagged for a moment. It seems that dinner duty is going to be on me today, so I will need to be wrapping this up shortly to go and acquire food for people. So for now, let's go ahead and get this ethereal tear. Oh. I thought I was going to have to fight for it. Don't mind if I do. All the way back to Devil's Crossing. There we go. Alright, so unfortunately, I'm not able to hold off as much as I'd like to, necessarily. Or I guess, not hold off, but keep going as long as I'd like to, as I'm being signaled otherwise. Fortunately, Milton was one of the dead. I am sorry for your loss. Sister's Amulet of Life-Giving. Health regenerated per second, 40% constitution. It's wild. Health, energy regenerated per second. Where is that? Amulet? Ring? Something I got? Platinum Band Mending. Sisters, Amulet of Life Giving. And we got big health now. Nice. So, I think for now I'm going to have to go ahead and wrap this one up, as I have been signaled to do so, unfortunately. So for now, let's see about going out on a raid. Let's see who's available. Go ahead and reload this real quick. Let's see here. Hey, it looks like Diaphone's live, so if you are a fan of Grand Blue Fantasy, let's go ahead and give him a raid. So, as much as I'd love to keep playing, I gotta wrap this one up for now, so Let's give this guy a raid. Give him a big heyo. And if you are a follower, you've got access to our raid emote. Be sure to hit him with the raid emote. That said, thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Take it easy. Have a good one.